Yes. Um, I just wanted to mention that this whole concept of, well, you're just going to do what you're doing. Yeah, it's somewhat upsetting. Ouch. When you reissued the protection order, why did you have two temporary hearings, and why was there a minute order? Yes. Why didn't you just reissue it for another year? And then when you did all of this, yes, go to date. Now, a day before, I just wanted to know, did you have a special emergency hearing on the 6th of July? I mean, was it a normal family court day, or did you make a special exception as if it was an emergency ex parte order? Ooh, oh, well, July 6th of 2012, yes. Ooh, oh my gosh, somebody has my phone. I'm on the Wi-Fi. Ooh. Now let's try it one more time. Okay. Now you issued it on July 6th. You can't include that day. Now, does it matter? Well, it became effective at that moment. Oh, well, when July 6th of 2012 was a Friday. Yes. So on July 6th of 2012, right, Commissioner William G. Kniebs issues a permanent protection order where the allegation was that I was in contempt of court, civil contempt for contacting Healthy Families of Clallam County as a third party. I was found not guilty approximately 20 days later. Yes. Now, the whole year, right. You decided to modify it without giving me notice or opportunity. Yes, you had unnecessary temporary protection orders, and then July 5th of 2013, yeah, you had a hearing, right? I just wanted to know 2015, July 5th, the day before expiration. Yes, it was on a Friday, so you did know that it was expiring the next day on a Saturday, but it expired on the 5th. Does it expire the judicial day after the date of expiration or the judicial day before? Which it expired on the 8th. You can't expire. Oh, oh, oh. So, notice of hearing, petition for renewal, notice of hearing, renewal of protection order. Yeah. And then on the 5th, the 19th, 2 weeks later, you had another hearing. Yes, yes, yes. Sheriff's return of service. Now, exactly who was that for? Because, well, order reissuing temporary protection order, show cause. You remember that, where you can give me a contempt of court? Yes. And then you scheduled a hearing for 8:30 of 2013. Now, you can do mailing or publication. There has to be two attempts of personal service. That's all they can require you to do. Yes. Where was the second attempt of personal service before you allowed mailing or publication? Looks like you should have had a hearing on July 2nd of 2013. Yes. But it looks like you didn't. Pooh. Looks like you petitioned to renew it. Right. Renewal of protection order. Yes. Then order reissuing temporary protection order. Yes. But you did not require actual second attempt at personal service before the court is required to allow for mailing or publication. There should have been another court hearing there on the 2nd of August. Yes, there should have. I think I'm suing you for that. Now let's go over, okay, chapter 8. Because I'm thinking that when you did not require a second attempt at personal service, yes. See, well, you issued the temporary protection order, right? And well, it's an issuing of a temporary protection order. If you had just reissued or motioned the court to reissue the permanent protection order, yes, you could have had a hearing, yes, where you had to give me notice. Right. Now we can look at chapter 8 again. Now, well, I think you should have had a second hearing since you reissued the temporary protection order. I mean, since you're a bunch of fuck ups and you don't know how. Okay, let's just look through it. Okay, because I know it's right here. And I just went through this yesterday about notice and opportunity to be heard, the notice and hearing, the protecting of the due process rights of the respondent. Yes. Temporary protection orders require 2 attempts at personal service before. Yes. Yeah. Hang on just a second here. Includes but ex parte orders to issue temporary protection orders where an application. Yeah. Let me see. Uh, pull, rotation locked, unlock rotation. Now let me, just gonna look here for a second. Okay. Pull. Now, let's see. Special issues, authority to issue temporary protection order. Irreparable history of violence. I never had any violence. Personal injuries. I never suffered any injuries. We never had any weapons. Stalking behavior. I never stalked her. No. Concerning weapons perpetrator. Yes. Provisions directed, although the court's discretion, yeah, shall not be denied or delayed or relief in another action. And then restraining any party from any contact. Catch-all provisions for additional release. Yes. Effect on existing parenting plan, relief available, allow service by publication. Oh, there it is. Service of process, ex parte orders. Yes. A hearing on a petition for an ex parte order does not require the respondent to have been served with notice of the hearing. You can violate my right to notice before having a hearing when it's ex parte. Yes. Personal service shall be made upon the respondent not less than 5 days prior to the hearing. If an ex parte order has been issued, the respondent shall be served with a copy of the ex parte order, a copy of the petition notice, date set for the final hearing. If timely personal service cannot be accomplished, the court may continue the hearing for further attempts at personal service. If the court concludes the respondent is concealing himself, yes, it may allow service by publication as provided, or allow service by mail. Oh. Now, if timely personal service cannot be accomplished, the court may reissue the ex parte order for an addition of 14 days. If the court determines the service by publication mailing is appropriate, the ex parte order may be reissued for a 24-day period. The court shall not require more than 2 attempts. Yes. Now, maybe the court required only 1 attempt. Yes. Exactly. What did the court require? Because it says, what the fuck did you do? You reissued the temporary protection order, right? And it says mailing and publication, yes. And then you called me on the telephone, yes. And then you had a court hearing where you issued it for 2 years. Oh, now it says shall not require more than 2 attempts. Now, do they require 2 attempts? Ooch, I think they do. Oh, request additional time to attempt personal service period of the order. Personal service is required unless the order recites the respondent appeared in person before the court. Service by publication or mailing. Yes. That would be RCW 26.50.0704. Yes. Not no service fees for personal service. Yeah. Now, I know you're just saying, well, we're just not going to change our minds on this. But if I look at the total amount of time that you took, yes. When you didn't attempt a personal service, yes. As if they didn't know where I was or who I was. And then you allowed for mailing and publication, yes. And you had that court hearing on the 19th to the actual court hearing on August 30th of 2013. Yeah. That looks like 40 days. Yeah. I calculated it once before. That's not 24 days. Yes, it is. Now, when are you done? When are you?